Hello and welcome to the week. Today we have with us leading ladies from Lust Stories 2. We've all watched Lust Stories Part 1 and we have enjoyed it. We know how exciting it was, how interesting it was and how gripping it was. And now it's the time for the second part, for Part 2, directed by none other than Konkona Sen Sharma. Hi.
Hi. And three other directors also.
And three other directors also. This is an anthology of 4 stories. And here we have the one directed by Konkona. And we also have in it Ms. Amruta Subhash and Tillotama Shome. So welcome to the week, ladies.
Thank you.
And we've all of us have seen, Lust Stories 1. And Konkona, starting with you, we know what it was like at that time. There was talks about control, about power, about sexuality, and women owning it. So what is different this time, and what did you consciously think you shouldn't be doing? So let's start from there.
Oh, what was different this time? I mean, I remember Last Stories the first time we watched it, and it made quite an impact. That was a few years ago, and I think anthologies after that became quite popular.
Right.
And we started getting more and more anthologies. But at that time, it was a new thing, and Last Stories was a new thing, and it made quite an impact. It went on to, win Emmys, etc. So when they came to me, when I was offered this, I was quite thrilled. I was a little intimidated because I was like, oh my God, I've not made a short film. And, just the topic, about lust is not something which maybe ordinarily it's not something that would have come from me naturally, but because I had to specifically think on this topic, that's how, I came up with this kind of a concept, which is about these two women, which is about a slightly different kind of a sexuality. I had a wonderful co-writer, Pooja Tolani, and we wrote the script together. I wanted to do, with lust, there's always a sense of what is forbidden or what is not allowed. And in that sense, there are a couple of things which I felt that are not allowed in terms of who is allowed to be sexual on screen. And many times it is the privileged bodies which are allowed to be sexual on screen. And often they are, as I was saying earlier many times, they are young, thin, fair and rich. And I wanted to see what it's like when it's not that. That was one thing. Also the fact that just lust on its own is interesting, but I wanted to kind of, juxtapose it with something else. We live in very hierarchical societies where we are allowed certain things and not others. And, some things are forbidden to us in the way that lust is also forbidden to us, at least the expression of it, especially with women and especially with older women. So in that sense, we tried to juxtapose these things together. Also, the idea of women owning their sexuality and being comfortable with acknowledging their own desire. These are the things which interested me, which hopefully have come through in the film.
Right. And Amruta, did you also have these things in mind when you said yes to the script, given the kind of powerful roles that you've essayed previously? We've all known that and we've all appreciated. So tell me, what was it like, when you said yes to the script? And
First of all, it was Coco. Because, as I have said, she has encouraged my journey as an actor. And many others, I think. But secondly, of course, I always say the content has been king and now it's becoming queen too. And here it was queens.
True.
The content was queens, so it was double for me. And about Tilu also, I've been observing her journey as well. So I really wanted to work with her, share screen with her. That all came together. So there was no way I could just say no. And I was very, very happy that Seema, my character, gave me this opportunity to expand myself as a human being. She gave me many challenges to understand her. She was not easy to, she came with many questions in my life. And it was a powerful journey along with Coco and Tilu to find out there are no answers or ready answers, but maybe, to come in terms with those questions, I would say.
Right. I like the way you're saying Coco and Tillu. So, the kind of bonding that you all have.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
there has been a bonding. And it's strange that it's my first project with both of them.
Both of them, right.
Didn't feel like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And a short film also, so just
only-
7 days
Yeah.
of shoot, but
The bonding is quite
Okay.
Coco and Tillu.
Yeah, I'm sure.
7 long days of shoot.
Right, and that's going to come out on the screen for all of us to see the kind of chemistry that you all share.
Let's hope so.
Right. Tillotama, tell me, I've always wanted to ask you, every time I see you on screen, on my mobile phone, the OTTs, so what does it take for an actor to prepare? How do you get into the skin of the character? Really, there must be something that differentiates each actor, and something that gives you the very girl next door vibe. We really associate you with the character that you play. Tell me, what does it take to get into the skin of the character? Let's start from there, because how does an actor prepare?
I feel whenever I answer this question, I'm lying, because I don't think we can articulate always. Because what I think I'm doing, and then when I see the film, it's not what I thought I did only.
Yeah.
So then who did it? And, recently I was part of an editing process. I could witness the editing process where there was an exchange between two actors.
Okay.
One was me.
Right.
But I know when I did it, that was not at all what I was playing. But the way it's been edited, it feels like there was a sense of fragility in the character I was portraying.
Right.
But I never played that line with any fragility. It's the way it was juxtaposed with the other person's performance.
Right. Yeah.
So, all this now, and then you feel like, oh my God, and here until you sit in an edit room and see that the performance is being made all over again.
Right.
And this time the editor-director are now like acting an entire different scenario out.
Right.
So I really, the more you do, the less I know, I feel.
So it's also relative to your co-actors, to the story, to the context and everything.
Listen, I learned my lines.
Right.
That I can say
The
that there is no
rehearsals.
change. That is,
Right.
I really learn my lines, and it's something I stumble on a lot.
Right.
Because I struggle with Hindi and memorizing in general. So that's one big part of the preparation, and if it is in a language I don't know, then it just makes things much harder.
True.
But otherwise, the preparation is really it's the dance with the director, and it's a director and my co-actors, and I don't think there's any. I don't even think we actors should be talking so much about our process. I genuinely feel I'm not trying to be because really it's like how many people are making it happen, and if I hadn't sat on that edit, I wouldn't have known only that.
Right.
This is the quality, this is how the director and editor are literally tweaking,
Right.
your
When did you
performance.
realize? Yeah, when?
It's very recent. After 20 years, you don't, as an actor, don't get the privilege of being in an edit room.
Right.
And so you come off thinking that, oh, that's the performance I did.
Yeah.
And maybe, yes, it was enhanced by the music and
Right.
it was enhanced by, color correction. A lot of things happened.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was... I know exactly what I was thinking in that moment,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
know what I delivered, and it was none of that. It was something else. So who did it?
This is quite...
It's my body. It's like an AI experience. Is this what AI is going to feel like? But this is how it's always been, yeah? And it's such a collaborative... It's such a, there's so much rewriting that happens in this medium.
True.
That where the actor's job has stopped and the editors and directors and
Begins.
music has started, it's
Right.
very difficult to,
Right.
nothing special
Wow,
about the
that's
process.
Yeah, but that's an interesting...
I mean, my
point,
process, I'm just saying.
Right.
Besides learning the lines, which I'm very diligent about, I'm very sincere.
Right.
That I can tell you.
So no or impromptu, tweaks to the dialogues that you have to, that you say on on the spot?
Oh, no.
After you come for rehearsals?
I mean, in a language I don't know, like in Hindi, improvising, it's happened very rarely. In Coco's film, I cracked one joke, I remember, which was in Hindi.
Khajurs.
Ke khajur.
I'll never forget.
And that for me was like a pinnacle of my artistic creativity. And I'll never go better than that because like, I improvise in Hindi. I mean, I can go home and die. Yeah, I mean, you improvise with other things, not always language.
Right.
You know, you have to improvise. The director's improvising with an actor's, you know, has had a bad day or has a headache or not well. And everyone's improvising on set in that sense.
No, Tillotama saying all this, but I can say that, you know, that the performance she gives is invariably is nothing like you've ever seen before.
I'm sure.
You know?
Every
Which is
performance is
so-
so
yes,
different
and it's
than
so unique.
its last. Yeah, true. That's what exactly.
And also, I have closely observed her preparing for many things for this particular story, right? You have done preparation also, but I know where she's coming from.
Yeah, even I know what
works-
she means, yeah.
She works very.
Like all of us, I've not seen any difference. Like, you know,
No,
Coco's
yeah.
process or Amruta's process. Like, you know, there's something very remarkable about my process.
Right.
I don't think, I'm not trying to be, you know, like self-effacing or anything
Right.
here. I really don't think there's anything remarkable about it.
Right. Right. Konkona, coming back to you, which was your favorite story from the anthology last time? And what are the lessons you took as a director from the last anthology? And
I don't
put
think
it to
it took
use?
any lessons that time, you know, because it was quite a while ago. I don't even think I directed. I don't know which year did it come out. I never
think
thought I'd be.
2018. Yeah,
So
many
I never
years.
thought I'd be directing another installation of Last Stories. So I didn't take back any lessons.
Right.
I had loved Zoya's film very much.
Yeah.
I like Zoya's film. I think it had resonated with me the most.
Right.
The one with Bhumi
Bhumi
and
and
Yeah.
Pulam.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
When she plays the maid.
She plays a domestic worker in that
domestic
film. Yes,
worker, Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
But I never thought that we'd be sitting here.
Yeah.
Right. But in the times that we live, you know, when we talk about women's sexuality and women standing up for themselves, what is the kind of audience we are looking at? Because do you think this will still resonate with non-urban, non-liberal types?
You know, I have to say that I don't usually look at what the audience will look at or what the audience will like. Because I think, first of all, one has to write something that at least you yourself can respect somewhat, at least, because invariably what
Begins
you
from
write or what
there.
you make,
Right.
you know, one day later you're like, oh no, what did I write? Why did I write this, you know? It's so terrible. Maybe a week later, that also happens.
Right.
So I think the first, and it's very hard to tell what other people will like and not like. One can only hope that what resonates with me as a human being will also therefore resonate with some other people, because these are experiences that we all go through.
Right.
I mean, we all go through love and lust and humiliation and loss and betrayal for different reasons, but we all go through some basic and not so basic emotions, and one can only hope that one can capture a feeling and share it with other people who will also then be able to identify with at some level, or at least understand maybe.
With this particular story we are talking about,
Yes.
what's the best part of it, I feel, in the
Yes.
writing is, both the characters, though the span is only 30 minutes, both of them travel and they have a graph. And they change in their own senses, like she and both of them.
Right.
Seldom it happens that in such a short time you can achieve that, but she already had it while she created it. And when you follow that graph, then as an audience, there is a stronger possibility that you also empathize.
Right.
Her hope has strong ground, I would say.
Right. Share some memories from behind the scenes, from during the shoot time.
I'll share, okay?
Yeah, tell us something.
So when we were preparing, I mean, when we hadn't started shooting, I was shooting for something else. We hadn't even started rehearsal. Amruta sent me a voice note saying, Didi, क्या भाजी लाना है? आप कब आ रहे हो वापस? मुझे ज़रा बड़ा चिकन चाहिए या मेथी का टिक. And I was like, what? And should I play along? Like, it'll be so fun to play along. And I thought, Amruta, what a nice idea. I thought, I was like, no, I'll play along. I also told her, whatever, yeah, get this, get that. I thought it was such a, like a, very immediately she got me into
the character.
Into realizing that I haven't started prep. I'm shooting so busy shooting something else. And I remember calling Coco and saying, listen, she has, I think, done a lot of homework. And I just want you to know that I have not, because I have another shoot, right? I'm learning my lines for that. So I'll only come to this. But I was so... Then I think it also there's a warmth that Amruta infused in that moment, which made just being on set immediately feel that kind of.
Yeah, that's true. She has that.
She has that immediately.
On set, so many times she say, "I love you, I love you,
I love
Coco,"
you.
and
Yeah, so
immediately I would
easily.
feel so supported and relaxed.
Yeah, true, really true.
Wow.
But I would be finicky also. One day Steadicam was there and I was not called on set, but I was there. So Coco is trying to tell me, I'm just like you. You have not called, but you are here. No, I'm just like you. She was trying to tell me you're not. Go on, please go. So she was in it,
please go, there's no place.
Yeah. So in soft ways, I'm just like you. You're feeling a bit, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's how she talks now.
I don't remember.
No, because she wanted me to say,
There was no
go
place.
away.
There was no place to stand. It was a tiny apartment.
So yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
But we did a lot of rehearsals at home, and even with Shrikant Yadav, who's the male actor, plays anyway.
My partner.
Yeah, in the film. And with Anand Bansal, the DOP, we all did some workshops, even some sexual positions, all of that we mapped out, we took photographs. Like, are you comfortable with doing this? This much will be seen. And we took photographs and sexual position 1, sexual position 2, position 3.
Yeah.
We had that as part of our prep
So
sheets.
nice, yeah. So nice to have it in black and white.
Black and white.
And it's not some touchy-feely
Helps.
thing, on
Yeah.
set.
And then we would delete those photographs right then.
Right, yeah. And the fun was, when the set was being prepared one day earlier, before the shoot, we went there and I was just like, this is my house. I'm a maid here, And then I was trying to, these maids have this, they think that it's their house.
It is correct.
More than her, it's my house.
True. The
She
kind
might
of
be
ownership
knowing
sense of
certain
ownership.
things about the house which I know. She might ask me, वो कहाँ रखा है आपने? अरे दीदी ये तो यहाँ है. Like she has that thing which that was fun to explore.
This was all a part of the prep things, to kind of
And this happened with me.
internalize
I
the
asked my
character.
Tai,
Right.
Tai वो कहाँ है? I keep calling her.
Right.
So they are more owners of our houses than us.
And that was an interesting thing which the writer Pooja Tolani and I were also trying to explore about different spaces and how these different spaces also tell us how to behave. How we behave in different spaces, who occupies what space, who is allowed to occupy what space, how we share spaces also.
True. Absolutely. It tells so much. On that note, thank you so much for talking to The Week. We look forward to less stories. We really can't wait for it to start.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you so much.